Hey guys, what's up? It's Preston here at Bentley Omaha, back with another daily car upload video, uploading videos of cars every day. Here, we're back with a car I had just traded for, and I thought you guys would like to take a look at this beautiful 2022 Porsche 911 Turbo S Cabriolet. So this car is pretty cool. This is an extremely high MSRP, Turbo S Cab. MSRP on this car was $271 and change. Again, if you're familiar with these cars, fairly high. So this has essentially every option you can get on one of these. I mean, there's a couple of little things you can do as far as stitching, paint colors, badging, stuff like that this car doesn't have, and obviously paint to sample and things like that. But this is an extremely highly equipped Turbo S Cabriolet, certainly one of the highest MSRPs available in the country right now for sale. So we'll get into it and look at some of the options, content, and things that it has, and so you guys can see just how crazy this car is. So as you can tell from the exterior, this car is finished in chalk, one of the more popular Porsche colors of the last few model years. And the interior is Bordeaux leather with the black accents. Full leather interior on this one. You can see the car right now has a whopping 110 miles on it. Like I said, this is a brand new 2022. Essentially brand new. It does have an owner, oddly enough, with 100 miles, but fairly equipped. Has the sport design clock up there that if my phone would focus, you could see it. Burmeister audio. This car does have all the satin carbon interior trim, optional in the Turbo S. Does a really good job of kind of modernizing and dressing up the interior. When you turn it on, it's got the classic 911 5-gauge display. If you've been in any late model 911s, you'll be familiar with how all of this works. This one on the right here can scroll through and show you all your different drive modes, power, you can even put your navigation up there, all that kind of fun stuff. Analog tack, which is very cool to see. We have this massive touchscreen here. Again, fairly normal for a new 911 if you guys have been in any late model Porsche stuff. This car also does offer wireless CarPlay, Android Audio, all that kind of good stuff. Super high res display, very responsive to touch, very nice. Porsche is kind of leading the industry in this type of infotainment right now. Continuing on with the sporty spec of this car, on the outside, we've got Porsche's Pdls Plus system, the crazy LED matrix light system. Very cool. The car looks really cool at night, and when you turn the car off, the headlights actually do this kind of little LED waterfall thing, I would call them. I'm sure Porsche has a marketing phrase for it, but really, really cool. Really makes the car look expensive, which is nice because it is expensive. The other thing, this car has the factory aero kit. So you can see that little lip spoiler there on the front. It's got the little side skirts here, and then this little extension on the rear wing that actually raises up at speed, or you can do it with a button in the interior. And then this little kind of diffuser here. One nice thing on this car is that it's all painted gloss black. So normally when you option it on the car, it'll just be a regular kind of flat black. You can option it to match the paint on the car, but I like this in gloss black because it provides a nice contrast, plus the black calipers on the PCCBs. It all just ties together really well. One other cool thing that this car has, if we look at the back of the front seats, is satin carbon inserts on the back of the front seats. Very cool option on the car. Ties in with all the satin carbon on the steering wheel and the dash, all the other trim in the interior. Whoever spec'd this car did a real good job. Another cool feature of this car are the stripes. So you can see it's got these stripes that go up the hood and they even continue up onto the roof. This is something you can option on the 992 Turbo S Cabriolets. The stripes kind of mimic the stripes from the Turbo S exclusive series from the 991 1.2 generation, if you guys remember those cars. Porsche did 500 coupes and 200 cabriolets of those. But this is kind of a nice throwback to that car. Kind of ties in the 992 with the 991.2 immediately before it. Power in this car comes from a 3.7 liter twin turbo flat six, mounted back there like a classic 911, mounted behind the rear wheels. These cars in Turbo S trim make 640 horsepower and I believe 570 pound-feet of torque. Power goes to all four wheels, as is normal in the turbo, via an 8-speed PDK transmission. Basically instantaneous shifts, smooth shifts. This is one of very few cars that I personally would leave in PDK Sport and let the car do it, because the transmission is just so intelligent. It knows exactly what you want to do before you even want to do it, and it will learn as you drive, kind of learn your driving habits and when to shift and things like that. Of course, you can use the paddles mounted behind the steering wheel, and you know, I'm a big manual transmission guy. My daily driver's a manual transmission, but with an automatic this intelligent, I don't really find myself wanting for anything when I just leave the car in PDK Sport. This car was also spec'd with the 20 and 21 inch Porsche Turbo S exclusive design wheels in black with kind of the diamond finish on the front. So what they do is they paint the wheel black and they'll actually machine the front to get the silver spokes on the front. The Turbo S comes standard with PCCBs, Porsche's carbon composite brake system. This car was optioned with the black calipers. It's standard, they're yellow. I like the black calipers on this spec personally. With all the gloss black on the outside, it's just a really nice way to tie it in. One other nice feature this car has is factory sports exhaust. So this thing is very rowdy, especially with the valves open, very loud for a 911 turbo, kind of known for being a more quiet car. Thanks to the twin turbos, they tend to quiet it down. So especially with the valves open or the car in sport or sport plus driving mode, it sounds real good. In addition to the gloss black aero kit and gloss black PCCB calipers, we also have the exterior model designation badging in gloss black, a nice tie-in. And then we also have the Porsche exclusive design taillight, which makes this little bar that runs between the taillights clear. Again, just a very good touch, a very cohesive kind of spec on this car. Just a fantastic example of the 992 Turbo S. I'd love to show you guys the engine, but you literally cannot see it from the top of the car. It is tucked all the way down in there. You can open this little vented panel right here, but literally all you can see is a plastic engine cover. You can't see any of the engine from above the car. This being a cabriolet, the top does go up and down. Obviously, if I'm really on my game, I'll insert some footage of that happening here. But yeah, the top is very cool action on it. One other thing that they do on the Turbo S that started with the 991 is they have active aerodynamics. So the rear spoiler will raise and lower as you put the car in Sport Plus mode. You can also force it on when you're in the infotainment screen if you'd like to. And then this little lip spoiler will deploy. This says Turbo S, and that's a really cool thing to see happen. It folds out, adds a little more downforce to the front of the car, reduces lift, which is important when you don't have an engine in the front and it's in the back. You want to make sure you can keep that front planted on the ground as well as you can, especially with this car's top speed being well in excess of 200 miles an hour. And with the top down, the lines of the car change dramatically. Porsche does a really good job with their cabriolets, a good job of designing the car to be a convertible, not just a coupe with the roof cut off. Very cool lines. And one cool tie-in is you still get these stripes on the hood. And even with the top down, you can still see them. Really cool tie-in. This is also a deployable windscreen that you can put up and down when the top's down, helps some of the buffeting in the cabin. Having the top down really shows off that Bordeaux interior. You can really see the carbon seat backs and all that stuff. Just a cool spec on this car. Without going paint to sample or crazy with the interior or anything like that, this is one of my favorite Turbo S cab specs, especially in the 992 body style that I've seen. A good, just subtle, kind of fly under the radar daily driver spec, but still all the option content you would want, and very tastefully appointed as far as colors and options. And I'd be remiss if I didn't show you guys the trunk. Pop that up. And there you go. Fairly usable trunk space in these. Pretty deep, decent amount of room. Definitely enough for a couple of duffel bags for a weekend or something like that. You've also got the back seats as well that you can use for storage. These cars are just, they're so practical. They're so well thought out, very usable. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all of kind of the cool things to see on the 911 Turbo S cab. I'm not gonna go drive the car because it's got 110 miles and it is an inventory car. We're trying to sell it. So I wanna keep those miles as low as possible on it. We just photoed it for inventory yesterday. I would guess as soon as the inventory photos go live, the car will sell. So you probably won't get a chance to see it in our dealership or on the website. But keep an eye on our website, www.bentleywestomaha.com. Keep an eye on my YouTube channel. And as we get more cool cars in like this, I'm happy to show them to you guys. Thanks and take care.